All right, now you know what it is. We are back and live in full effect for another episode of the APF podcast, episode 114, and AKA the NBA Finals Edition Part Two. Is I the most phenomenal man that shocked the system once again, AKA the coach.
And there's your boy going for. Hope you guys have enjoyed your Friday. Hopefully you enjoy the weekend as well. Let's get this started.
So the last game was like what, Monday,
2 days ago, basically, it will be today. Two days.
and the guy that I always get on about not performing up to par, Chris Middleton. He dropped 40 points, and Giannis had like 26. So, and like I said, my first thing about why about it, my first thing about the last game, Chris Middleton has to be doing these type of games to even have a chance at winning. Because if Giannis is doing 40 and there well, Giannis scores 40 again, and he gives him like 15, they're gonna lose. But when Giannis scores 26 and Chris Middleton scored his 40 last game, they actually won the game. And because also Chris Paul had like 10 points and 5 turnovers. So now both teams know what they got to do. Chris Paul has to take care of the ball, and Chris Middleton has to play well. Because if one star does not play well and the other star does, you're not going to win the game. As we can see, going on to my next point, Devin Booker, he had 42, Chris Paul had 10. I mean, I don't lie when I say both stars have to play well. Whether it's you both scoring 27 or one of y'all scoring 27 and the other one scoring 40. What happened the last game? Chris Paul had a bad game. Devin Booker had a good game. They lost, and now they're going to go back home tomorrow and hopefully take game. Was it game 6 now?
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll be game 5 in
yeah.
Phoenix.
They'll be going back home to the Valley and hopefully take home game 5. So
Yeah,
now
well,
yeah, you can go.
okay, well, you know, it was that was the Suns' game to win, though. Devin Booker has 18 points in the third quarter. He's making every tough shot he wants, and I think they're up by now at the start of the fourth. But they took out Devin Booker, and Chris Paul did not show up when they brought him in. He was obviously that hand must have been bothering him. Yes, Drew Holiday, his defense has been very good, especially that game. Um, Giannis, they put more Giannis Middleton pick and roll. So, that's basically impossible to really guard just because of Giannis' ability to maneuver around the basket. That gives Chris Middleton these open 15-foot jump shots he was just raining down. And they were able to play good defense. The Suns did not get any help. Unfortunately, I think if Devin Booker was in foul trouble, that it would have been a different game. It would have helped a lot more. And this game really showcased just how much Chris Paul is really important to the other guys. Because if Chris Paul is not getting these guys any shots, they're not going to win very many games. The series. So in Game 5, I'm looking for Chris Paul to be much more better with the ball. He said it himself; he'll be better with the ball. I'm sure they'll change some of those pick and roll where to put them to get him some space. But I think they should look to play some more Cameron Johnson. Uh, Maybe over Mikal Bridges, because Mikal Bridges did absolutely nothing. And Cameron Johnson is a really good shooter, probably their best shooter. And also, you got to look to DeAndre Ayton to, continue to play as well as he's played defensively. But he's got to give us something offensive end. Maybe a couple of what would you call them? Sets for him, or just
Yeah,
give him some touches in the post. Allows him to really get into the game. And go against, because he has some moves. He's not like most bigs who don't really have any kind of moves down below. He can shoot the ball, he can post you up, he can use that body on you, and if they do those things, I think they can win. Again, Giannis was held under 30 points. It was actually a very good game for the Suns on him because his average has been 34-13. So they held him well under his average for the series. But Chris Middleton got hot, and sometimes that's going to happen. He got hot. He was making those shots. But as we know, Chris Middleton, can he keep it going tomorrow? They're going to need him tomorrow.
I think it's always. I think he's going to try, but you never know what happens with him.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think Chris Paul needs to, as we've seen, Chris Paul does need to take a lot more shots because he's like him and Devin Booker are like the main two people that have to play well. And if they don't play well, and if they don't take like at least almost half the team shots, then the Bucks will have a chance. But then again, you do have Drew Holiday, who is content on taking more outside shots than inside, than using his size on Chris Paul. As we can see, when he was using his size, he was playing well. But when he wasn't using his size, he was just taking these outside shots that were just not falling from him. You can see his percentage. He's under 40% from the entire field, and he's under like 30% from three. So he's not playing up to what we always say, and that is he's a very underrated player. Well, right now he's not looking underrated. He's looking overrated in the sense of his shooting. So I believe that he will probably balance. I would say balance your game. Don't be content on doing one thing. I mean, unless you're like Curry, and you can just shoot all them hoes, and you'll end up making one. That's not the case with Drew Holiday. And what Phoenix needs to do is not get in foul. Their main people need to not get in foul trouble. And Monty Williams should have kept Devin Booker in. I mean, the game will kind of look out of hand, so kind of at that point, you just kind of trust in your star to not get that sixth foul. And I think he didn't foul out the last game.
He didn't foul out, but everybody know there was a foul that was not called on Chris Middleton on the fast break where he should have just let them score, but he really actually went for that block, and he got lucky. I don't actually know what would have happened if there was no Giannis couldn't rebound the ball. Would they call it on him then? But they did not call it, man. It was crazy. So he should have been fouled out right there, but they didn't foul him, so it is what it is. But he's got to do better defensively.
Yeah, he does because he got because Aiden like what game 3 he had like three fouls in like the first half, and he didn't even play like 30 minutes in one of those games because he had so many fouls early. So that's what kind of limited him from actually imposing his will on the game. And last game he had like a poor he didn't have a good game, but he's keeping the team in the loop as far as rebounding goes. And nobody else is really helping out. I mean, you got Jay Crowder. You got Jay Crowder. He's really shooting threes, and he could be helping out on the boards. And the Bucks are out rebounding them on the boards, and they can play big or small. Phoenix can only play small. Phoenix plays small, so that's what kills them. So, they gotta fix that part. And if they don't fix that part, then that means more possessions will go to the Bucks, and that will lead to more buckets, basically. So that's what they have to. That's what they have to do. They have to fix the rebounding because
they're getting really out rebounded and by them, and there's not even like Brook Lopez doing it. It's everybody else. PJ Tucker's taking advantage of Chris Paul playing instead of going to the rim. You go to the rim getting those tips. You got Pat Connaughton, who's really athletic. You've got obviously Giannis. You've got their entire team is going up there getting rebounding and getting more chances. So, and remember for the series, they're minus 26 and they're still 2-2. So really, they should either have lost the series already or be down 3-1. But because of the incredible shooting they had the first two games, they're able to weather the storm. But they're going to need Chris Paul to help. I mean, Chris Paul's got to play better. If he does not play better, I mean, they're going to probably lose this series because he's the main reason why those other guys can really score. Why Ayton scores, why Bridges, Crowder.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna need some help.
I mean, and then Chris also said he's gonna take care of the ball, and I believe he will. He is one of the guys I believe that when he doesn't play well, he will take accountability to himself and actually do better. And I believe he will do better because that's just the type of guy he is. He's not these other guys that will do bad one game and then not take accountability to their bad play the previous game. So I believe that he will take care of the ball and get them that W that they should have had, and that is they should have been 1-5. But that those turnovers and those fouls really cost them. So there's not. So it's only you can only just look past it now. At this point, you can't really dwell on the past. You can only move forward in the future. So
yeah.
So we got Team USA. They have been on a rocky start to these exhibition games. They lost their first two, and they won against Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as we know, Bradley Beal is gone. Kevin Love is gone. And I want to talk about Kevin Love for a bit. Now, Kevin Love, I like Kevin Love. I'm a fan of Kevin Love. I like his game. But somehow, for some reason, he's on Team USA. And how did he get on Team USA? I believe that people, like he said, people that are at their playing at a high level should be on that team, and he's not playing at a high level. He's not. I mean, he got like an injury that cost him like most of the season. So
yeah.
I was when I seen it, I was like, why is Kevin Love here? No, he's not being talked about no more. We know he's there. We see him, but we're not talking about him because he's not doing nothing. So and then they got their replacements, Keldon Johnson and JaVale McGee. Now JaVale McGee, they needed him. They need size. Keldon Johnson, I don't really know who that is, to be honest.
He's on Spurs. He's usually plays small forward.
Well, there you go. That's exactly why I don't really know who he is because the Spurs have been on a downfall ever since Kawhi left. Well, it really started with Tim Duncan. Then it started with Tony Parker. Then it happened with Manu. Then it happened with Kawhi. Then Kawhi just finished it off. But besides that, I mean, I think they can still shit. People are still saying that they might not get the gold. And the way this team is structured, I think there's not really enough all around in my opinion. I believe they could have probably brought somebody like Brandon Ingram over more like Keldon Johnson.
Like who's willing to go though? I know that Morant and Young, from what they say on Twitter, maybe willing to go, but those guys have to be willing to actually go. So depends who's available.
I think it's all yeah, that's true. It's all about if you're wanting to go away from your family and friends for a couple more months to get that gold. But you can't be forced. You have to want to play, and if you want to go do it, then you got then okay then. But if you don't, then you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the best they could find. Keldon Johnson's already on the team. I think he got let go anyways, so they just decided to bring him back, which makes sense. He's already there. Bring him back is simple. Don't have to worry about anything else. So that was the right decision to make for them. You know, but we're gonna be fine. I think McGee is a far better option than Kevin Love. That's just my opinion. I don't think we need scoring from the big side. We just need a legit 70-foot guy, and that is what JaVale McGee is. You can't Bam Adebayo and Draymond Green will not be enough against some of these players. So JaVale McGee is going to be an important piece of this team in the minutes he plays. And don't forget, Jeremy Grant may not be back either.
Oh yeah, Jeremy, yeah, him too, yeah.
He would be important because he's a perimeter defender. So, we'll see. But they were supposed to play today against Australia, and obviously that's not going to happen due to the COVID-19 protocols that Australia have, which is very restrictive. So, we will see our team in a couple weeks when they finally start playing some group play. I expect them to win, but I expect this to be a close Olympics. The entire world has just gotten better. Everybody kind of plays the same, so we will see.
I expect them to. It's kind of like now we're getting out of this phase that because of this team that we see that they're not going to really dominate this. They're not going to really dominate the what do you call it? They're not going to dominate this year's Olympics. Because if you look at the roster and you look at the 2016 roster, the 2016 roster is way, way better than the one that we have. And
well, I mean, are we surprised that one had actual superstars? They've got one on this team. The truth of the matter is they have maybe two with Damian Lillard. We only have two. Those other teams have like 4 or 5 superstars.
Well,
they had the last time they had a bunch of guys.
they have DeMarcus Cousins when he was good. DeMar DeRozan. We got Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Kyrie, Carmelo, and they had a lot. But I still have faith that we're going to get gold though. This is going to be it's going to be a difficult. It's going to be more of a challenge now, and I think that's what they need because ever since 1992, the majority of these Olympics that they competed in, they've been running the people over. And with old talent,
in 2004 they lost there, and it's because they didn't send the right guys. They just they won in 92. Then they kept sending just whoever until they lost in 04. Then they start sending the big guns again. So, if they want to continue to send whoever, we got to win. But KD's also got to win, man. He's the biggest guy on the team. He's the most known guy on this team. He's going to be the best player on the court the entire time. So, he's going to have to continue to score 17 and 25 points every game for us to really have a good chance of winning because our defense may not be great this go around. Because we have a lot more players who just play one side of the ball.
I think the last three times he competed in the Olympic and competed overseas before this year, he got I think 2010 he averaged like 22, and then 2012 he averaged like 19, and he led the league. He led the team in scoring those 2 times because he's like the most prolific scorer they have right now. I mean, there's no question about that. He led both of those teams that he got the gold in, and he with 22 points and 22, 23 points and 19 points for both of those teams because he's the best option. He's the best option there. 2012, they had like LeBron, they had Kobe, and had Carmelo there. When they were after when Kobe was still at his best and LeBron was still at his best, and especially Melo when he was still at his best, they had all three of them there. They didn't average like I think they barely averaged like almost 10 for 10. Because why did Durant have average 19? Because he's the best. He was the best there by far.
Yeah, he
So
has
I
the
think,
best offensive game.
he just has the best offensive game. He has the best shot. They had like Darren Williams there, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. They had everybody there. So I think we still got this. We still gonna collect another gold medal. But that 2004 team had like Melo and LeBron, and they didn't even play a lot. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
play.
had them. They had LeBron. They had Melo. They had
I
like
think they had
Richard
Dwayne Wade
Jefferson.
also.
Yeah, but surprisingly, those guys didn't play much, and that sucks though. They have that on their record, so that they lost that Olympics. So I get why they came back, but that team was not very good.
I think that team could have been better if they all if both didn't play. But since they
Yeah,
didn't,
but what was it? Only 1 year for LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo. There's no way you're gonna put those guys as the main guys of your team because I would bet they
so
had probably made
so
they had
you're just
like
gonna put so they're gonna be there just to as a just for name purposes only, like
uh, a
because
year.
that's what
I
it
mean,
looked
I'm
like.
not surprised, anyways.
That's what it looked like. They were just there because of their names, not because of what they bring to the table. Because they
Yeah,
didn't play a lot.
yeah, they did not play a lot and they lost. It's just, that's the thing. I would have put those guys as my starting 2 and 3. They're they just came off rookie season, which both of them did play very well. Dwayne Wade and LeBron. You know, and they had their own teams. That's who you got put there as your guy, not but whoever they had at the time that were veterans. They were already better than those guys, anyways. But they
Yeah,
decided to go put those.
most of the people on that team they were better than. But yeah, they got unprioritized.
Yep, they sure did.
But but listen, Damian Lillard, man, which team do we think he's going to go to that would actually
Well,
trade for him? That would actually make
well,
sense.
yeah. I mean, I think look, team that makes sense is Philadelphia because they need him more than any of these other teams. I know people have said Golden State, and I get Golden State, but Golden State really doesn't need him much per
Does
se.
it look like I want to see two dudes go battle each other for logo threes? I don't know, man.
Now the defense may be pretty lacking, but it would make sense. The Clippers, some people said Paul George for Damian Lillard. My only thing is Damian Lillard is he going to be enough to carry your team since Kawhi may not play next year? So, and you've got whatever weird playoff team that are left, the Dallases, the Miamis, the Bostons. Who are you willing to give away? So, you know, I think to me it's going to be mostly the 76ers and Warriors are really those teams that I think make sense for him. Um, but it's high time he does it. He's 31, 32 years old. He's like, look, I'm not going to waste another year of my prime here without really being in that chance to win. And all I will say is this is what happens when you talk the talk, but you couldn't finish walking the walk because he was walking the walk. He was walking it, and
And
then
he was
he
talking shit to
finally
Paul George also.
yeah, remember you made fun of all these guys, that stay on their team, so and or leave teams. But you would say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna stay on my team. I'm loyal. I care about loyalty over championships." Yeah, that you can say all that until it hits you in the face. That I'm gonna be the next Charles Barkley. That's what's gonna happen.
But
Maybe
I
Giannis
mean,
won't be that guy.
loyalty only gets you so far, though. It really does. And Kevin Love is living proof of that. We all know Kevin Love. Oh no, Kevin Garnett. We all know his history. We all know his background and his whole career, his NBA career. He stayed in Minnesota for 12 years, and then the year that he left, the year he got traded to Boston, didn't he?
Who did?
Kevin Garnett.
Yes, yes, he did.
Yeah, the year he got traded is the same year he won a title because they already had Paul Pierce and they had Kevin Garnett and they had Ray Allen and they had Rajon Rondo. Like, bro, that was a. I would say that was like a big four. I would say that was like they was the big four before the Golden State. Because they had a good guards, they had a good forward, and they had a good big man. Literally, what you need as to compete in this business. You don't have that, you're going to lose. Look at all the teams that didn't even come in the playoffs. They have good people, but they're missing something. And Phoenix, it has what I'm talking about. They got a good guard and they got a good forward slash big. So I believe they. Me personally, I'm not really too keen on the Sixers, but I would think it would be better if they did a little trade swap, Ben Simmons for Damian Lillard and some picks. That's what I would take. That's what I would want because I know he's dog shit water. Come on, come on now. He really is. He hasn't gotten better since he got in the league. He's afraid to take any kind of shots. So
Yeah, yeah, he's
if
been
I was to
great.
make the trade, I would say I will be for Portland. I'll give you Lillard, but I'll take Ben Simmons and some draft picks because you
Mhm.
because you never know where this what if scenario how this what if scenario goes down. You don't know Portland gets better. You don't know Sixers get worse.
That's true.
Only time will tell. Time will tell. No, it will have to play out. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, we'll have to see everything play out before we make any assumptions.
Yeah, to me, Portland, I'll be horrible trade to go after that guy. But if I was them, really, like Colin said, are you willing to decide to blow it up and just restart? And if you are, I would totally go for the Golden State one. You get Young, Big, and Wiseman. You get Wiggins. You get the 2 picks. You're going to get 4 players who are young, 20s. That's how you rebuild. CJ McCollum can be the guy for a year. Wiggins can give McCollum some hope of playoffs. And McCollum gets to showcase who he is. If I was them, that would be what I would do. As much as it would pain you to improve Golden State dramatically, I mean, they would be a finals contender. You can't worry about that, because you're trying to get the most available for the star. And the truth of the matter is, generally, the team who has the most to give you are the actual good teams. So if I was them, I would just give it up, give it to them, and move, and restart. It is what it is.
I mean, look at the Thunder. They was in a major restart, and look what happened. They had like three stars from the draft. So yeah, I don't know if I don't know what other franchise can be able to breed three major stars that all won MVP also. So I mean, Portland they might have to do a whole little blow up on that team and figure out what they got to do because it's not working. It's not working in Portland. They keep getting bounced out in any round they get. Any round they've been bounced out the first round, second round, in the conference finals. They've been bounced up everywhere. They just can't find no groove. They just can't. And Lillard is realizing that what he's about to experience the KG effect, trying to be loyal to the team. You can be loyalty gets you only loyalty in the NBA only gets you so far. It just like I said, it just does. It's a business at the end of the day. If you bring a title to that team, then by all means you can stay. You can get one title, and you can stay there for the rest of your career, like Dirk did. Dirk got one title, and he never left. Who else? Well, I wouldn't say KG because KG he had one title. He wanted one title, stayed there for like 5 years, and then ended up signing to Boston, signing to Brooklyn,
try to win some more championships.
And what happened? They had a powerful team, low key. They had like Jason Terry, Paul Pierce, KG, Joe Johnson, and fucking Darren Williams. They had like four starters in the 6-man, and he still lost to LeBron and company. LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
They swept them. It wasn't even a series.
I was like, when I seen that happen, I was like, really? But y'all want to talk about LeBron? Look who Brooklyn just got. They just got two Hall of Famers and two All-Stars with the 6-man. But you talk about LeBron. No, man.
Nobody really thought that Brooklyn team was that good. Plus, most people didn't like what they gave up anyways to get that team. So a lot of people were not very, positive about that team in the first place.
That may be true. But when you look at it from an on paper standpoint, that team is insane. Just think about them all in their prime. It's over with. Oh shit! Yeah, it's over with. But who else is who else? I mean, there's not really anybody else that's being in the eye of trading or nothing. We still got the finals going on, so there's not really much else,
No, we're still ways away from the NFL season, so.
Yeah.
Still got things to not do right now, but hopefully this series goes 6-7 games and 7 games and it's good.
So is that all? Is that all we have? Is there anything else?
Yeah, right now, apart unless some crazy stuff have happened from what I've read here, no, nothing right now. Just looking at what people have been typing.
Bro,
I did see there was now Chris Haynes did do a conversation with Damian Lillard. Now I don't know what this was.
Can you plug your mic in and out? It's a static.
Let me see. Is it still static?
Yeah, it is. I don't know what it is. But
is it better now?
It's still there, but there's not really.
Oh. Okay, well that's so weird though. Interesting.
Uh, it's a little better. It's still there, but it's a bit
Okay.
better.
Trailblazers, Chauncey Billups and the GM are gonna meet with Damian Lillard today in Las Vegas. So we're gonna get this is coming close to being, maybe he's gonna go.
Oh yeah,
Now,
what I don't know why. I mean, I understand why Blazers fans are mad, but then he's trying everything he's possibly doing. He's trying everything in his bag to have a reason to stay there, and
yeah,
they're giving him shit for doing for what Chauncey Billups did in his rookie season, and they're blaming him for it. Well, that happened in his rookie season. He didn't do. He's not doing it no more. He's not getting. Alleged. He's not getting an alleged. What? He's not. He's not being accused for this for anything anymore. It happened over 20 years ago. Let's let's let it go and think about what he can do for the team. This this is basketball. This has nothing. This doesn't really have. This is only for his character, not for something happened in basketball. We're
yeah.
mixing personal business with basketball. We should be
Well, man,
mixing
uh,
basketball
yeah,
with basketball.
yeah. I mean, I was just reading right now. Damian Lillard did tell Chris Haynes in this interview, so I'll go watch his interview if you're really wanting to figure out things about where his head's at. That he will address the report about his feature with the Trailblazers following practice on Friday, which I guess will be that in that discussion with the Chauncey Billups and the GM. So this stuff is real. People out here trying to say that this is not real or whatever. This is real. Another report from a guy. He said Damian Lillard has officially made. Well, this guy's reporting he's already requested the trade, and that the Knicks, the Lakers, the Heat, and the Warriors are the four teams Lillard's interested in. So there you go. The Knicks are a team there that they are looking to be dealt to. So the Knicks are in play, which is interesting. I mean,
Oh,
he obviously,
The Knicks are involved.
yeah, the Knicks are involved. Yes.
Oh, shit. I wonder what the hell they're going to give up. They're going to give up half their damn team for him.
Well, everybody's saying he's already requested a trade already now. So who
That's good.
knows? This is the.
That's good, man.
I don't know why he's waiting the next couple of days. Might as well if you might as well just do it now. So to me, it's crazy stuff right now. Right, I think that he should totally have done it already. So
Yeah,
it is what it
he
is.
should have just reloaded the gun and just shot used his last bullet already because because we already know what could happen. So you might as well just do it, man. You
Yeah,
waste all of this time now, then you got to deal with it as you're playing in the Olympics. So you deal with it now, then you can move on.
I can move on and do whatever. But yeah, that's all the updates we have for now. Just want to give out those updates.
So so with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF podcast, episode 114, and the NBA Finals edition, part 2. This has been
Mhm.
is I the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach, signing out.
And look, it's your boy going for. I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. If you did, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget all the links are in the description. You gotta click the drop down in the description. And yeah, man, enjoy the rest of your Friday and the start of your weekend.
And we out.